Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of UFO Undercover. I hope everyone's having a great evening, great morning, great afternoon, wherever you are on our big, beautiful blue planet. You know, I say it every Wednesday. There's nowhere else I want to be on Wednesday but here. I love being here with you guys. I always have a great time. It's always a lot of fun, and a lot of times we learn stuff. Not always, but some, good chunk of the time. And sometimes we actually manage to get a little teaching in as well. So, hopefully we'll end up somewhere in that range tonight. But we're going to start off with a little video from the government. One of the Pentagon release videos. We're gonna talk about them a few tonight, and we might even view a couple of those as well. I'm gonna cue that up in just a second. It's whoever just posted that. That was hilarious. No, it's been kind of crazy the last few days, and got a lot of stuff going on. Working on my house, getting other things done. It's just a little hectic, and busy at work, busy here, busy with the station. Just kind of a little on the crazy side. But anyway, so let's hold on a second. Let's put this on pause, and then I will pull this up for y'all to take a look at it as well. Let's put that on big screen. Like, whoop, not quite that big. Sorry about that, guys. We don't want to go quite that big. So, okay, let's see. There's a nice feature on this StreamYard that you can share the screens like that. And I mean, you can do it on whatchamacallit as well. Sorry, I was going to say whatchamacallit. You can do it on Skype as well. I don't know why I was having a hard time spitting that out. Let's click on the ticker. Look at how cute that is. But anyway, let me cue this up right quick, and we'll be right back. Nine 20 knots to the west. Not bad, not bad. Kind of weird, but there seems to be quite a few of these videos flying around out there. Sorry, we don't want to hear that at all. Yeah, they were trying to slip in Giuliano there. We don't really care what's going on in his life at the moment. He'll have to deal with whatever those problems are with himself. But anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day today. So, the country's starting to open up if you're in the United States, and you're starting to have a little bit more freedoms to get out and do some stuff and have some fun. Which means skywatching will pick back up again, and hopefully sightings will go back up. Sightings are at an all-time low. I know a friend of mine at MUFON the other day said, "Oh, that's not true." I'm like, "Really? Well, who's seeing them?" "Oh, people out in their backyard seeing them." I said, "Yeah, sure they are." I said, "Then why ain't they seeing them before when they were out in their backyard?" People act like nobody was in their backyard before COVID came along. Sunday barbecues, swimming pools, hanging out with the family on the weekends. Sometimes you just got to laugh at the media or even the ufologists. They come up with these lame excuses for all sorts of shit. I get asked to speak about disclosure all the time. Stephen Bassett's actually a friend of mine, and disclosure is a hard thing because what is the government getting out of disclosure? I mean, what is it? Really, are they going to reveal technologies? Probably not. Are they going to reveal that aliens have been taken as citizens? Probably not. Would they might possibly say aliens might possibly be real? Maybe. Not anytime soon, but maybe. But again, what are you giving them? So right now, if the Pentagon was to come out tomorrow and the president was to say, "Hey, aliens are real," guess what? They're really here. They've really been here for a while. Well, my hand's going to go up. Okay, class action time. Well, you can't sue the aliens because, I mean, how are you going to sue them? They probably ain't got nothing you want anyway, or that you could collect from them, what I should say. But the federal government and the world government is a whole different thing. I would sue the federal government. I would sue the UN. I'd sue any country that had a UFO sighting or an abduction case in it for allowing their citizens to be taken and things performed against them. So knowing that's coming, really, if you're the government, what is the incentive to do that? And it's not just that. People are going to want people put in jail for keeping this secret. People who are keeping the darker secrets, they're going to want them jailed, or they're going to want everything released. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a feasible thing to think about. If it's something real that could actually happen. What is it we're going to give the government in return? At the very least, the citizens are going to have to give the government amnesty. So that they're not being held responsible for keeping all these secrets for the last 50, 100, 200 years. You're going to have to, because if not, people are going to have to go to jail for keeping this big secret. Yeah, well, not all presidents know, Mark. That's not true. As best I can tell, in the last, Baby Bush was told probably in his second term. I don't know why, but he was. His daddy definitely knew. Reagan definitely knew. Clinton didn't know. Clinton did everything he could to find out. He remembered the Clinton initiative. He did all kind of stuff. He got with the Rockefellers and everything trying to get to the truth. He never could. He was actually told, you don't have high enough clearance. You don't need to know. For some reason, Reagan knew. Because it was easy to know that Reagan knew, because first off, he instituted Pine Gap. Pine Gap is a joint British defense of outer space. Really? Well, what are we defending ourselves from? Then he instituted Star Wars, big old wonking lasers that were supposedly designed to bring down little baby missiles. No, these lasers, these big chemical lasers. These things could burn through the center of cities. I don't know what the hell these things were being made for. And then he instituted the HARP facility. Started punching holes through the ionosphere with all kind of weaponry. So, all kind of waves, I should say. And then he goes on TV, not one time, not two times, not three times, but 6 times, and says, an alien invasion would really unite the planet. So first off, he's preparing for an alien invasion. Then he's talking about an alien invasion. Obviously, he knew something we didn't. And obviously, it concerned him. But for some reason, they didn't tell Clinton. But Daddy Bush knew, because first off, Daddy Bush was the head of the CIA for a while. Then he was set in another position, and then he was vice president for 8 years and president for 4 years. He knew. Reagan knew. I don't think Kennedy knew. He probably wanted to know, but he probably didn't know. It doesn't seem like they've told any Democratic presidents in the last. Obama definitely didn't know. Biden doesn't know. No, they haven't been briefed on it. That's why Trump went crazy and told the Pentagon you had X amount of time to release all you had on these UFOs and stuff. And in a way, the Pentagon kind of wanted to, because then maybe somebody might see something or recognize something that they can, give a little clearance to. Well, they've got a lot of videos. The military's taking a lot of videos of the shit flying around. I know when I was on the Nimitz, we seen a saucer land on a craft. We've seen ships flying in the air. It wasn't uncommon for pilots to report it being followed by saucers or orb-like things. And more of the time, it was like they were playing with them. Yeah, kind of like the old days of the Foo Fighters. They would get out there and get in front of them and maneuver around them, or hover over the top of them, or hover underneath them. And some of these saucers are pretty big. So here you are in your little F-16 or your F-18 or your F-22, your F-35, and this big massive saucer underneath you shadowing your ass. You're kind of like, or some little orbs on each wing following you along. It's interesting, but the Navy's talked about it, the Air Force has talked about it, the Army and Marines have talked about it, and I'm pretty sure Space Force will be talking about it. I'm sure they'll see something to do with that in the first. I would love to talk to them more about this. Should we expect to see more UFOs as we enter into and get into space deeper and deeper, or should we expect to see less? What happens if we got in space, the less UFOs we see? Maybe they're all right here. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I won't see it in my lifetime, because I got how many other years left on the planet. But maybe the Z-Gens, probably not. Probably their great grandkids will really get to see the solar system alive. And what I mean by that is, we're starting to work our way out there. Elon Musk and other people like him are going to help brave the way, but we're going to get out there. We have probes around Venus. We have probes around Mars. We have probes around the moon. We've got probes in other parts of the solar system. We got probes in deep space, and we're sending more and more and more. Not just us. The Russians are sending them. The Chinese are sending them. The Europeans are sending them. The Indians are sending them. So we're starting to really get to start to populate space. So we'll start to see, we'll start seeing more and more stuff. We'll start finding more and more stuff. And as this goes along, we'll start to colonize. Well, as it is, if you're alive right now, you'll probably get to see a colony on the moon. You might even get to see one on Mars. But we're going to the moon. Russians want to put a base there. Chinese want to put a base there. America wants to put a base there. Japan and India want to put hotels there. I think the U.S. might want to put a hotel there too. So yeah, space tourism is going to be a big thing. Not Elon Musk. What is his name? Benson. They're going to definitely be getting up there and doing it. I can't, for some reason, his name went right out of my head, but no, SpaceX is Elon Musk. Virgin Airlines, what's the other one? The one he's get the tourists in space. I don't know why. Didn't he invent like some software? Or was he the one who did America's hotels? I always get confused with all these guys. There's all these billionaires floating around going into space now, which I did predict 30 years ago or 28 years ago on Wake Up USA, right here on the radio. I said, what did I say? When we privatize space, you will see it bloom in a way we've never seen it before. And in just a short 10 years, we have done more to get into space in a vast way in the last 10 years than NASA did in its entire existence. That's just sad. And not only is there one craft out there, but there's 6 different craft that we can use to go into space right now. So, I mean, it's a little different. And now, people who are not getting contracts with NASA are looking at space tourism, looking at exploration of the solar system so they can sell, rights to resources that they find and stuff. It's a brave new world, people, and we're going to space. Within 100 years, we'll have colonies on at least 3 worlds, and probably have at least 24 space stations because we're going to start mining the asteroid belt in the next 100 years. So you'll have a couple of stations in there. Some will be mining stations. Some will be places people stay. Some will be places where they're mining. Also, there'll be probably more than one colony on Mars. Elon seems to want to make his own colony on Mars, detached from Earth. And what I mean by that is he's talking about more of a utopian society where the rules are set in a different fashion than they are here. Yeah, it could easily turn into a dictatorship, but I don't really think that's where he's wanting to go. I mean, it's no way of knowing. I don't know him personally, and I don't know what his real ego is. So until somebody really knows, well, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So that's always within the realm of possibility. He seems like a generally decent guy. We'll have to wait and see, but he wants to go build a colony on Mars, and it's not beyond the realm that he would take his kids and go to Mars. So how all that plays out is up to them entirely. But he wants to be there by 2025, which is only 4 years, and maybe he can get there. I mean, he's got his rocket ship, getting better each time he tries to fly. It's maybe he can get there by 2025. Is it going to be a one-way trip? And how many of y'all are willing to go on a one-way trip? Which in the beginning it might be a one-way trip, but if you're there 5 or 10 years, it may not actually be. You might actually get to come back if you want. But in the very beginning, it's going to probably be one way. Yeah, because you're going to want to disassemble your ships probably to help build your colony. We're going to be sending stuff there nonstop. We're already starting. We're sending probes there all the time, and we got a helicopter flying around right now. And we got 3 probes in the ground, and I think 4 in space. And China's got one on the way. So we're exploring Mars. I would personally like to be there exploring Mars. Exploring through proxy is fine, but it's not the same as when you're there. And I know it takes a lot more to get humans in space than it does a probe. Yeah, well, a probe don't breathe, probe don't need gravity, probe don't need heat. Well, it might need a little heat. Too much cold and too much heat can be bad for the instruments. Just depends. But again, does that bring us back to disclosure? So we're colonizing all over. We're running all throughout the solar system. If ET is really here, it should be a much bigger possibility that we might see one of these. Contactees talk about these big ships parked out near Jupiter or Saturn or by the sun. If we're truly exploring, and we got lots of ships out there, probes and ships, hundreds of them, isn't it a much better chance that we will accidentally bump into them? Hey there, Bubbles the Gray. How are you tonight? Hey, what are you doing flying around in this quadrant this evening? Things like that. I mean, it would just make sense that we would have a better chance of seeing them. But if they're parked or cloaked or any of those things, it's hard to say. And then I know NASA, you know, one of the great things about JPL and Milan and NASA is they take so many photos that they can't analyze them all. So they have to release them to the internet. Um, lots of people lend out help. I used to do it myself. I used to go through photos and look at them. Like on a night like tonight, I'd have a screen full of them over here, just clicking through them, seeing if there's any weird anomalies or anything like that. But Arthur C. Clarke and his partner, in a group they had, used to do a lot of this for NASA and JPL and Milan. They did a lot for Milan, and they used to find weird anomalies on Mars. Just weird stuff, out of place stuff that doesn't look right. Nobody jumped to any conclusions. They didn't say it was faces or pyramids or it just seemed not to be natural. I mean, it wasn't. It just appeared not to be. So they took it, but I think they found a couple of hundred altogether. And there's been lots of other people, and every now and then a picture will get through, like blue skies on Mars. The first time I seen blue skies on Mars picture, I was like, "Is that real or is that fake?" So when I was reading it, it says blue skies on Mars color enhanced. I'm like, okay, so it's fake and it's still red, and they just enhance it to be blue skies, but that's not true. There's been other pictures of Mars now that has showed what we would consider blue skies on Mars, which was surprising. Doesn't It's not even impossible. It just was surprising to see it. And every time I see it, I think Matrix in the back of my head. I'm sorry, guys. I just, you know, well, we always thought it was a red planet with the red dust in the air and everything was red. Actually, it looks a lot like some of Earth's desert and everything is shit brown. Yeah, just no, Mars has gravity. Gravity's not the problem. We can move around on Mars. Right now, we'll have to move around with Mars in a suit because of the pressure. But the goal is to put these giant dirt-eating machines, and all they do is heat the dirt. They just heat the dirt, and it creates carbon. It goes in the atmosphere, so it's not breathable, mind you, but it thickens the atmosphere and raises the pressure so that we can move around without suits. They can do that in less than 100 years. They can actually, if you just look at the global warming on Earth, they can do it in less than 50 if they really wanted to. No, we're not dropping nukes on the ice caps. Why would you do that? You contaminate all the water. What kind of stupid shit is that? No, and besides that, Mars' atmosphere is far too thin to put a bunch of water in the air. It's going to all bleed out and you're going to lose it all. Yeah, Mars had two problems. It had low gravity and a thin atmosphere, so, it was easy to lose water, evaporating and not coming back, getting too high up in the atmosphere and going bye-bye. Earth's got enough gravity and enough mass that it stays. We actually accumulate 2 to 4 inches a year from asteroids and stuff like that hitting the planet. Yeah, we actually gain water every year. Just like we're losing the moon, it moves away from Earth 2 to 4 inches every year. Every year. Yeah, it's going to take a long time before it's gone, but every year. And one of these days, adios. In about 1 million years, you'll look up there. Where the hell's the moon? Or if you come back, you should be seeing this beautiful big moon hanging over the sky. Now it'll be way the hell out there. Well, think if you lived here when the dinosaurs did 100 million years ago. Look how much closer the moon would have been. Just saying, people. It would have looked different. It would have been a bit closer. Did E.T. wipe out the dinosaurs? I'm not feeling it. But, I don't understand why E.T. would want to wipe out the dinosaurs unless they were colonizing the planet or doing something for the planet for us. Why would they want to wipe out the dinosaurs? It doesn't even make that much sense. Especially if like the aliens were reptilians, they definitely would want to wipe out. It would be like kindred spirits. A lot of that stuff doesn't make any sense, and people want to just, I think, make shit up to stick in a hole sometimes, or it's like shaving a square peg to kind of stick it in a round hole, but it doesn't still quite fit. Yeah, it's stuff like that. Do I think there's going to be disclosure? Not in the sense that, okay, let me rephrase it. First off, I think there's already been disclosure. As far as anybody who needs to know, all the people who need to know ET is real has been disclosed to. Everybody else, it's really up to them to find out. The government doesn't, you'll never find anywhere that you'll find any president or any official leader anywhere say that aliens don't exist. Oh, I don't believe that story. Oh, it's probably this. Oh, it's probably I don't believe that. But they don't actually go out and say, "Oh, I don't. It doesn't exist." They just don't. I don't know why they don't, but they don't. It's one of the things that they kind of shy away from for some reason or another. So, but like again, there's no one's given the government a reason to disclose. I mean, you're gonna have to give them something. Amnesty for sure, protection from lawsuits, protection from jail. I guess just amnesty, blanket amnesty is what you're gonna have to do across the board. Because who in the hell, how else are you going to get these people to come forward? And then let's be honest, let's do it this way. Who are some of these people we're talking about? These deep throats, these people who are hiding in the deep, dark shadows that we're like, and who are you? And what company do you work for? How many billions of dollars do you have? Who do you love? I mean, really, does these people even want to be known? Think about what we call the military abductions, the people who run them, because they're not military. Some of them might be ex-military, and some of them probably ex-government, some are ex-politicians, some are ex-Boeing, Lockheed, but all these different companies and ranks and like colonels and up probably, with right clearances have probably been offered into these programs. You probably make a lot of money doing it, and it's why it's so compartmentalized. But none of these people want their name known to you. Hey, Bob, I heard you're the guy that mill lab people. Is that true? Did you pick up my wife and probe her? I mean, what the hell? So it's just this. I don't know how it's going to come out, other than ET just showing up and tipping the basket and saying, "Okay, now it's out." The government can lie and deny all at once. But at least we know the truth. Um, I want disclosure. I want to see y'all see it. I mean, it's not for my own personal self because I already know they're real, and I don't really feel the need for that kind of disclosure. At least not for me. But for everybody else who just wants to know, who really, really wants to know, be any reasonable doubt that extraterrestrials exist, for them, they're the ones who need to know. What do you mean, Bruce? For the religious people? Well, look, when it comes to religious people, very religious people, some already believe in extraterrestrials. Yeah, it's. I say this all the time. Matter of fact, I pissed a preacher off not that long ago on the radio with this very statement. Who the hell are you to limit the creator? Because he told me, "Oh, aliens are real. God wouldn't create them." I'm like, really? Are you telling me that first off, you know what God's mind is? I'm not feeling that even a little bit. Secondly, you're telling me the thing that created the universe and everything in it couldn't create a different extraterrestrial. I mean, it has been 13 billion, 14 billion years since the universe has been created. He might have, or she might have, or it might have felt the need, not to be so lonely and create other things. So telling me that the creator couldn't have created an alien race is one of the most ignorant statements anyone can possibly make. And I'm pretty sure it's a sin because you just limited the creator. I'm sure God's sitting there going, did that bitch just say I couldn't create an alien? What the? You might have got sent straight to hell for that. Y'all got to be careful with that stuff, people. I'm just saying, I mean, people always like, oh, aliens are real. God would have talked about, well, how you know God didn't talk about it? I can think of several verses in the Bible that would suggest to something other than man and angels, something other than man and angels is what I should say. Several something others, Oh yes, there's many rooms in my mansion. It's the thing about it is if it's really truly a creator of the universe, and yes, it's probably created lots of other life forms, or it may have just started the seed of creation and we just spawned from it, meaning that everything that's created was created by the creator originally. But since then, the universe itself has probably become sentient and taken over. Well, we know the universe creates life and destroys every day. All you can just look at Earth. We're part of the universe, and we're hurtling through it every afternoon. I mean, every second, every minute, every hour of every day. So, yes. And no ET. Well, if they want to eat us, I don't think so, dude. Especially Americans and Europeans, we're high in cholesterol. I don't think they're going in. They might want to eat some little skinny Chinese or Russian people or something, some malnutritious people or something, See, but then they're not going to have meat on their bones. So wait. So if you go with for the healthy, soft, juicy meat, there's going to be a lot of fat, and if you don't, well, it's going to be bony and not much meat. I know it's cruel, but no, they're not here to eat us. I've been here a long time, so it must be very few of them if they're here to eat us. Why not just take some home with you and create your own herd? Why risk playing with the wild herd where you might get killed or something? Oh, we're not the wild herd. We're just a herd. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine with me. They don't want to eat me, so. And I'm a tough old bastard now, so they'd be like, "Oh man, I mean, they'd have tenderized me for months." And I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. Mm. The second part of this was the government ready to spill the beans? And in some places, the government is ready. Well, first off, Trump ordered the Pentagon to release, I forgot how much stuff, but they got to release a lot more than what they've released so far. They don't have a choice. That was a presidential order, and I don't even think Biden can rescind it, or if he can, he hasn't. So, so they got to get all that out. That's just going to ask and make more questions than answers, but still, it is a form of disclosure. It's at least the government is admitting it's something unidentified that they do not think is Russian or Chinese. Yeah, if they knew it was Russian or Chinese, they would just tell you, "Oh, that's such and such a secret project or something." Yeah, so that means they don't think it's that. Uh-uh. Oh, Merkel, is that what you're going with tonight, Merkel? Okay, hold on. Let me get a sip of Coke for Merkel. Like, is it Mega Merkel or Madam Merkel? I mean, Chancellor. Yeah, yeah, Chancellor Merkel. Yeah, okay. If you're Chancellor Merkel, Heil Hitler. Um, no, really, she's a strange chick. I liked her in the beginning, and then she went all nutsy wutsy with Obama, and I was like, well, you're just a whack job. And then she let a million Muslims into the EU. I was like, whoa, you really lost your mind. Uh, come on, you should like maybe ask the citizens first. And then she did some other, but now she's seeing the swing back to normality. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Yes, but anyway, what's the question? Like I said, I don't think the government per se is ready to spill the beans, but I do think they're ready to give more information than they have in the past. Well, spilling the beans would be coming out and saying Uncle Joe coming out and saying, "Hi, I'm Uncle Cracker Joe Biden, and I'm telling you that extraterrestrials real." And I'm not even sure if I believe him because he lies as much as Trump does. So I'm just not even sure. And that's the other thing. I'm not even sure how many citizens would believe it right now, currently in the world. So people are like, "Oh, religion's dead." No, idiots. It's not. It's not even close to dead. I mean, what idiot would even say that? When you hear someone say that, you wonder, are you even educated? Is your IQ even above 60? Even in the United States, 55% of everybody in this country goes to church every Sunday. 70% of them believe in God. So I don't know where you're getting the idea that it's going away. And then when you get outside of the country, mind you, especially in countries like China, Russia, India, South America, which of course is a continent, African continent, Muslim world, I hate to tell y'all, but about 7 billion out of the 7.5 billion people believe in God, and about 6 billion of them practice regularly. Or they wouldn't be 2 billion Christians and 1.5 billion Catholics and 1.5 billion Muslims. Right there, you get almost 5 billion people, 4 billion people. So don't ever fool yourself in the fact that religion has gone anywhere. And in the United States, it hasn't really gone away as much as the press wants you to think it has. Because you know what? This is an easy way to find out how bad religion's doing in the United States. If you listen to the press, oh, only 30% of people go to church and only 40% of people believe in God. Yeah, I'm CNN, I'm NBC. You can trust what I'm saying here, brother. I'm telling you the truth. But in reality, that is not true. In reality, it's a much steeper curve than that. And I'm going to tell you the best way to find out. It's always easy to check the liars because there's always ways to check fact check. All you got to do is look how many churches have closed in the United States in the last decade versus open, and you'll see. So actually, on the COVID, religion went up, not down. People, oh no, 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 no. People didn't go to church much because a lot of churches were forced to be closed until the Supreme Court stepped in. But people believe in God, which is nothing wrong. I don't have no problem with that at all. But if you think that the majority of people in this country or in this world is ready to know that extraterrestrials exist, you're an idiot. No, indeed not. Muslims don't even have any, they don't even want to think about it. All they want to say is it's the devil. Oh, yeah, I hear it all the time. Or jinns. A lot of times they tell me it's jinns. Whatever, I don't really care. Most of the Middle East is nowhere ready, even though there's a lot of sightings in the Middle East. They're nowhere ready for extraterrestrial contact of any kind. Israelis are, but everybody else in the Middle East isn't. You get to Africa, There ain't many people in Africa ready for full-blooded contact. Most of them in Africa would probably consider it to be some type of religious sign or something else. Just like in South America, a lot of people would take it. Half or more of the people would take it as some type of religious sign, good or bad. That's what they would take it as. And then you never know how the other half are going to react. But well, no, not everybody in Africa and South America or anti-religion or religious. I mean, there's probably 15 or 20% of the population that don't practice, and there's probably 4 or 5% that don't believe. But the rest of them are probably involved in some shape, form, or fashion in some type of religion. You don't have to believe me. You can fact check everything I'm saying. There's lots of sites that tell you how many churches there is, how many people are religious, how many people in the world are in this religion, that religion, that religion, this religion. When you do all the religions, all 1,001 of them, I think it's like 7.25 billion people practice some sort of religion. Remember, people, that if you're a Wiccan or a New Age, that is a religion. No, don't get mad at me. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying the people who make all this up do. Yeah, it's considered religion. Practicing witchcraft is following a religion, just like the dark arts is a religion. What are you talking about? If you're a devil worshiper, you're definitely practicing a religion. Jeez and Pete's, man. Come on. I don't make the rules, guys. And that's another thing I don't really care. If you want to practice Wiccan, you want to practice devil worship, you want to practice this kind of magic or that kind of magic, feel free. Just don't send me that bullshit, dark magic, white magic, because I don't believe in that at all. Magic is magic. It's all in what you do with it makes it dark or light. No, it's not boring dark or light. It's what you do. You can take a dark spell and turn it into something light if you know what you're doing. Or use it for something good if you know what you're doing. Just depends what it is. Does E.T. believe in magic? E.T. would probably laugh about that. Well, look at it from the Greys' point of view. Their brains are about 3 times the size of ours. Their frontal lobe is at least 3 times the size of ours. Their telepathic and empathic ability rival everything but the light beings in the known galaxy. That's why the reptilians and humans are scared of them, because they can kill them with a thought. I don't think they'd be scared of much here on Earth. They don't even seem, the Greys. Come on, these Greys are 3 foot tall, and they don't even seem to even fear us even a little bit. I mean, they were taking people out of swamp pads and lily pads in freaking Vietnam with loaded M16s, and you seem to bother them. No, I know y'all know in the movie Taken, the TV series Taken, that he shot him with an M16. No, guns do not fire on board these spacecraft. Oh, I've had lots and lots of people in the military tell me this. They have some kind of compression field that keeps it from making the charge to ignite. It just won't happen. Sometimes somehow it cancels it out. Yeah, wouldn't that be a great technology to get our hands on, huh? I don't know, but they don't shoot on board the ship. So, and the Greys don't seem to have any fear of us at all. They don't seem to have no fear of the reptilians or humans or anything else for that matter. Maybe the light beings. Other than that, I don't think they fear anybody. They were sent here as the peacekeepers, not for us. Between the reptilians and humans, everybody get into a fight. See, that's what I try to explain to people. Everybody always wants to make this about us. Yeah, it's partially about us. But these agendas and what the aliens are up to is not all about humans. Yes, they do take us, and they are trying to upgrade our species. Everybody always thought, I always love this part. Oh, well, no, Joe, they're using us to enhance themselves. I'm like, do what? Enhance themselves how? Going backwards, maybe? What the hell are you talking about? How is a Grey going to enhance itself from a human? What, emotions? They already got emotions. They're faster, brighter, smarter, live longer. I mean, what exactly is we going to give them? They don't look like us. They think we're ugly. All 3 races think we're ugly, for that matter. So, I mean, what is it that you think we're enhancing them with? Wouldn't it make more sense that they were enhancing us, the baloney little species that's coming up, not the advanced billion-year-old species or 500 million-year-old species? I think you might be wrong about this. Mainly because, and it's not even that hard to prove, because too many contactees talk about the host bodies and the husk bodies, which are built for them. So it suggests they're using their DNA along with our DNA to create a body that can live off-world or live in certain environments, or have increased strength, increased mental abilities, and increased powers all the way around. Yeah, that makes sense. But them going backwards to become us, that just sounds stupid. It does. It sounds stupid. I mean, really, it's one of the most, I try to be nice to my fellow ufologists. But when you say something ignorant like that, I got to be like, really? Come on. Explain to me why they want anything from us. No good answer, because there is no good answer. Oh, they're They're emotion whores. They steal our emotions. Which ones? The reptilians and humans are very emotional. In ways, they rival us in emotions. Reptilians can be bitches, and so can the humans. Um, no, man, you can just horror stories about them losing. There's actually good stories about lots of good stuff they've done too, but there's lots of horror stories too. They have a wide, full range of emotions, and they do use them. Um, the Greys are kind of like soft Vulcans. And what I mean by that is they have more control of their emotions, but they're not this emotionless creature. The problem is stupid humans don't see this expression on their face because it's in their head. And if you're looking at them or thinking about them, you'll see the expression in your head. Yeah, they're not real big on shit like that, but they yeah. And when you see their teeth, it ain't all conducive to a smile anyway. Which teeth are abduction criteria, but yeah, they have teeth. They have fingernails and they got toes and fingers and eyeballs and all sorts of stuff. Ears. And a lot of them are slightly different in description too, which was nice to hear. At first, I was kind of getting the feel it was a clone race, but now I know better. Nah, and they don't do cloning with their bodies. They do what they call husk bodies, which are mixes of DNA that they originally sometime way back in their past took tens of thousands of samples of DNA. They just mix them, and it's like creating a new baby each time. Yeah, so you can keep your own gene lines a whole 9 yards if you want, but it's not cloning. Like there's no clone degradations, and the bodies basically have unlimited lifespans. Most Greys burn them out, and they just get a new one. And sometimes they're killed by things. They can die. Just I don't think anything that we can do can kill them. Maybe a nuke, but and that's only if you catch them outside their ship when you do nuke. But I'm not. I don't think anything else. They don't seem to have the. Well, let's put it this way: no one's killed one yet. And the military sure to hell tried a few times. I wouldn't personally even want to shoot at a gray or a reptilian or a human because even let's just say you did kill it. Okay, ooh, what's going to happen next? Oh, you're going to drag it and give it to the government. Then what's going to happen next? What happens when the alien comes looking for their friend that they know is with you? Nah, I hear they can do pretty horrific things to you if they want to. They can keep you conscious, alive, and feeling when they take your body parts apart. So, could you imagine? In the old days, they used to do vivisections, and even TV shows today use them. But could you imagine a vivisection if you could stay conscious the entire time? That's something I would want to experience. Not even a little bit. Nope. So, I wouldn't even know why you want to risk pissing them off. Oh, because they're taking your citizens. Well, for the most part, they do that. They'll come in and take Bob, and they'll bring Bob on board the ship, and they'll do whatever they're going to do with Bob. And then they'll wipe Bob's memory or loop it and put him back. And there's Bob. He's back at home with his wife Lillian, just hanging out like, yeah, nothing happened. And 98% of everybody who's taken will never remember being taken, ever. Unless something happens or the Great Holocaust happens or whatever the hell they call it. Other than that, they don't know. They never knew they were taken. Yeah, occasional nightmare here and there or some weird dream where the kid wakes up and says, Daddy, my bug-eyed friend's in the bedroom. Daddy goes, yeah, sure it is, kid. Were you standing next to me when I was smoking weed tonight, son? You're not supposed to do that. Even though it's legal here, you're not supposed to do that. Other than that, it's weird all the way around, actually. Christy, what's that? Am I? Actually, no, lately I've been tired a lot. We've been working a lot. And between the station and my other two jobs, it really is a demanding life sometimes. Well, it's more than that. I got a lot of other stuff going on too, like not just besides business stuff or work stuff. My house got wiped out for Hurricane Zeta, and the studio took damage. So we're still waiting to get the roof put on and a bunch of other stuff done to it, new flooring and new appliances, all kind of wonderful stuff. So we still got to deal with all of that, plus our daily jobs and the radio station, the iCar, and the rest of everything. Contactees, abductees, things like that. I'm so far behind on phone calls right now. Matter of fact, I called a lady earlier today because we've been playing phone tag for about 2 weeks now. No, I don't even try to offend anybody. It's just my schedule gets weird, and you never know when something's going to pop up or crop up. Like with my other job, we had just scheduled 2 nice jobs when somebody we know's apartment got flooded, so we had to incorporate that into the other 2. So yeah, same thing with the radio station or iCar. Sometimes stuff just happens. Oh yes, no, and I apologize for that. So you can't find us on United Public YouTube anymore. They threw us off. They said we were no good bastards and kicked us to the curb. Won't even give me a reason why. Just said nope. Said you can't appeal it. Nothing. You're just out. Oh yeah, basically gave me the finger and said hit the door. Well, they said it was on copyright. They said we had 2 hits on copyright. Well, we're ASCAP. We pay for royalties, so they shouldn't be kicking us off for copyright. I got a lawyer involved. We'll see what happens. Well, we already taken them to small claims court over 2 things they said that was hate speech that turned out to be conspiracy speech. 2 old shows. One was Charles Giuliano, Truth Hurts, and I forgot the other one, but both of them were conspiracies. It had nothing to do with hate. There's no hate in it. Oh, no. One was Richard and Karen Dolan were talking about 9/11 and some of the anomalies found, and they said that was hate speech. So I brought it to the district attorney, and he gave it to a judge, and the judge said, this is not hate speech, and if you want to go on with these small claims, you're welcome to do so. And COVID just lifted here where I live, so it should start up pretty soon. Well, you got to defend yourself. What are you going to do? That they're massive. Google's a massive company. Yeah, people. Google owns YouTube, and what they're doing. It's not just me. I mean, I've heard hundreds of small channels have been kicked off, and a lot of other people have been kicked off because they don't want to pay you. You monetize. They don't want to pay you. They're like, no, get out of here. You get rid of 2 or 3,000, 4 or 5,000 little stations that you're paying 1,000, 2,000 a month to. All that money can go to some bigger names. Well, they're having issues because some of them are going to other platforms now. Yes. Well, we'll do a show on that. Like Gaia and BitTube and YouTube and a lot of people are going over there. They're leaving YouTube. Live and learn. You stifle free speech, people move on. Yes, Glenda, that is a Rolodex behind me. Oh, and did I fix my clock? Can y'all see it over there? Oh, no, it's not up there. Oh, yeah, it is up there. I just can't see it. I think we had an alien playing with the clock. Or a ghosty. Something took the clock apart and set it on the ground. No, I'm not shitting it. Where I'm sitting right now, let me see. The clock's way up there. No, you can't see the camera's not in the right place, but it's underneath that it's on the. Oh, you can't see the picture. Okay, never mind. No, but anyway, it's under one of the pictures on top of a set of books. And the other day I came home, and the clock was pushed up against the books on the side. I'm just leaned up against it in the face of where the clock is. It's got a temperature gauge, humidifier, and clock in it. And the clock itself was taken out and put on the ground, but it was put back together with 2 screws in the back of it, the screws that go there, and just set on the ground. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell, what caused it, why it was there. We were out, Linda and I were out of town. And when we came back, that's where it was. And no, it wasn't Fiona. Fiona was with us. Yes, the little princess does not like staying home by herself. She could be an alien dog. I wonder about Chihuahuas not being some kind of alien breed, to be honest with you, them little shits. They are demons, man. I have no idea that they're this big. Not a clue. They think they're like 100 pounds or something. Well, this one's not as bad. But anyway, I know we keep getting sidetracked. I really wouldn't go that far as to say that these Pentagon things are going to make all that much of a difference. I mean, we've had other disclosures from militaries, not just ours. The Russians put some stuff out. The Mexican government put some stuff out. The British government put some stuff out. The German government put some stuff out. It's great and it gets a little news play, but it doesn't seem to bring the truth out. It just doesn't seem to be enough to drag the truth out of people. Why in the hell would why it just doesn't. It's not enough to get the truth out to people. Actually, Jack, I don't know. Most people want disclosure. If you do a census in our country, or any country for that matter, most people they say they want disclosure, but they never stand up for disclosure. They never put their money where their mouth is, or their vote where their mouth is, because there were candidates, and has been candidates, and probably will be again candidates that are pro-UFO. Arizona had a governor like that. Phoenix had a mayor like that. We've had a couple of presidents like that. It's just, but we never can seem to get it together all at one time. Well, that's the only way we're going to get disclosures. Everybody's going to agree at one time. What do you mean? Put it up for a vote? Okay. Let's say that we get it on the ballot, and in 2004, during the presidential election, we put it up for a vote. And let's say that we win, and we want disclosure. Okay, so whether Biden stays in or a new president comes in, what's he going to say? So, we're going to disclose, or is he going to say, well, there's nothing to disclose? And how are you going to prove that there's not? Well, the government ain't going to buck up against him. They're not going to be like, and what do you mean? Like people like AOC and Omar, they don't know none of this stuff. What do they know? No one's ever told them about any of this. They're lucky they got a House seat, much less get to know about anything secret. You can't blame the government. I mean, why would you tell them anything? As far as I know, Joe Biden hasn't been told. I mean, as far as I know, he hasn't been told yet, and he wasn't told under Obama. Obama definitely didn't know. He still don't know. Obama half time don't know his own name while potty smokes. No, just teasing. No, he don't know. He wasn't told. He wasn't a disclosure president. He didn't even really have an interest in this. He had Obama was a little bit more self-serving president than some of the others. Not to say that there hadn't been other self-serving presidents. I don't want to just act like he was the only one. But he seemed to have his own agendas. He wasn't really worried about extraterrestrials or anything like that. He was worried about whatever agenda is that he was pushing and fixing and trying to get across to people. That's Obama, and he's not the only president that does that. He's not the only leader that's done that, for that matter. But what I mean is in this context, he wasn't a guy who was trying to get to the truth. No, in anything for that matter. No, he wasn't a big truther. Now, a lot of presidents aren't big truthers, and really, as far as I know, he has never had any interest in UFOs whatsoever. I've never heard him make any speeches on it, or even show any real desire to know the truth when it comes to that. Anyway, so I don't know, guys, what to tell you there. And it doesn't matter; he's not president anymore anyway. Trump was president. Trump did do some disclosure. Biden won't even talk about it. You can't even get Biden to talk about it. Biden's like, oh, I don't know, man. A UFO? A UFO what? I don't know what that is. A what? Oh, you speak up, man. I don't know what you're saying. No, he don't have a clue, and he don't want to know. Well, come on, this guy's a foot and a half in the grave, just waiting for the Grim Reaper to come on by and take him. And he don't want to know there's aliens out there. He's got kids and grandkids and stuff. He don't want to think about it. And I don't think the aliens want him to know. Yeah, because they're not sure how he'd react. Yeah, it's one of them things. What do you mean? Why do they only tell Republican presidents? No, they've told Democrat presidents before. I mean, you got to go back to like the 40s, but maybe the 50s. Modern times, it seems to only be GOP. I have no idea why. Maybe the powers that be, maybe what's going on in the world. It's one of them things. Well, under Reagan, the GOP had power for a while, and they had a lot of it. So, maybe that's a reason why under him. Even under Clinton, Clinton had the government, the presidency, but he lost the House and the Senate early on, just like Obama did. So maybe that's why they tell the Republicans. I have no idea. Really, I don't. Reagan, there was a reason why Reagan. And it might have just been because Daddy Bush knew and told him. It could be something that simple, or it could be something entirely different. I really don't know which one it is, but it's one of those for sure. No, I don't. I just don't feel this. I want there to be a disclosure. Look, I'll be the first one to admit it if I'm wrong. Shit, I have it party. Yeah, no, I want disclosure. I don't feel it. I don't sense it. I just don't think it's here, and not in a way. Well, not at least in what we're thinking of disclosures. When Joe Biden gets up there and says, "Guess what, guys? There's really alien races visiting our planet. It has been for some time, and we're going to introduce you to them pretty soon in the near future." Mm-hmm. Well, that could be an instant re-election or instant kick out. I guess it really depends on what the aliens do. Okay, Bubbles the Gray. Can I ask you something? Do you probe people? Really? Is that a real thing? If they say yes, oh shit, lawsuit after lawsuit. Contactees have it rough. When you think of it this way, you're going through puberty is when all the hard stuff starts. So through puberty into young adulthood, you're dealing with all of this normal, hormone changes, body changes, brain changes, and now you got alien abduction that you know about. It's a lot to deal with, man. Shit, puberty alone is a lot to deal with, much less knowing that aliens are coming to visit you. So I think that's the majority reason why the majority of them don't remember. They just wipe it out. There's no reason to make them remember. And some of the stuff that goes on in those early contacts are rough. Not in the very early contacts, and from pre-birth until whenever puberty starts for the individual. It's like it's more like a family type contact. They're just kind of introducing you to other people on board the ships, other children, other aliens. You're not when you talk to kids who haven't gone through the puberty part yet, they have a sense of connection with the extraterrestrials. They'll tell you, I've heard this at least 1,000 times. My reptilian friend, my grave friend, my bug-eyed friend. Yeah, I mean, it's just they don't seem to have that fear that you would think they would have because they just met an extraterrestrial race. The fear comes in around puberty and stays when you wake up in the middle of the night screaming because you just seen your chest cut open while you're fully functionally awake. Is a lot to deal with, man. I mean, anybody's point of view, that's just a lot to deal with. Having body parts removed and put back, other types of experiments being done, being put into breeding experiments, being coupled with other humans. It's a lot of stuff you just don't want to remember. Um, Having the types of DNA experiments done to you or stuff removed from you, uh, being impregnated by with fetuses and having them removed later on. I mean, this is all stuff that goes on in those time frames, and along with a lot of other stuff that would be considered harsh or scary or wrong. So a lot of people they don't want to remember that. Well, in the old days, they called them cover memories, myself included. And then I realized something that the government wasn't trying to cover things. I mean, the aliens weren't trying to cover things. So you would hear things in the old days like, I saw a deer standing in the middle of this tree, and then I saw a flashlight. Or I had this weird dream that there was aliens, and then I seen this owl sitting on my windowsill. But anyway, we called them cover memories because we figured they were using them to cover, but they weren't. They're trigger memories. These are meant to be left behind so that you remember that something happened to you, so that you will question the memory. That's what this is all about. It's about questioning the memory and finding out that something happened to you. Somewhere along the line, you showed them that you had an interest uh, in this, that you could handle the dealing, you could handle being abducted or taken or whatever that's going on. Keepers, communicators, things like that. There's lots of people that have been taken that actually end up working with the aliens later on, and that's what they're really looking for. But a lot of humans just can't deal with it. What's this we got here? Oh, Pentagon confirms UFO video is real, taken by Navy pilot CNN.com. Hold on, let's put this up. Do, 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 do. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be New Yorkers. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. There you go. Click. Okay, what's that? Oh, UFO. There you go. Look at that. What is that? It could be a TR3B. That could be a black triangle. That could be another triangle from the ETs, but that could be government right there. hmm hmm Yeah, because the president told, yeah, that's what is this part of the thing that Trump told them they had to disclose. I don't know. What do y'all think? Ooh, it looks like a saucer there. What's this little glow around it? Oh, here comes another one. Oh my God, let's get this off of there before he comes on there. We don't want to see that guy. Ooh, no, indeed not. That was just scary. Say, don't scare me that way. Oops, sorry about that, guys. There we go. No, I'll take myself off because it makes it easier to see what we're looking at. But As you just seen, lots and lots of little things flying around, strange things in skies. Does it prove the existence of extraterrestrials? No, it does not. It just proves it's a UFO, which simply means unidentified flying object, which there are hundreds of thousands of them flying around in our skies. I tell this to people all the time. People get mad at me, but somebody's like, "Oh, it's a UFO." Okay, I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" Well, it's a UFO. Like, yeah, okay, what about it? It's aliens, Joe. Well, no, it's a UFO. It's unidentified flying object. You don't know what the hell's in it. Could be aliens. Could be your damn dog. I mean, there's no telling what's in there. It could be any kind of aircraft, all kind of numbers of aircraft. Oh, that's actually a good question, Frank. I use two different ones. I use Airport Monitor 2, which monitors, I think it's 14 of the top airports in the country. And then there's another airport monitor. It's a different type we use. That it monitors about another 150. I like them both because they monitor in real time. So if I'm in a sighting and I look up and it's 8:25 p.m. and I'm facing north in Pensacola, Florida, I know exactly where I am. I can go right on to airport monitor and see what's flying. It'll show you incoming flights. You can go past back in flights up to 1 year. It'll give you the flight number, what time it's supposed to be landing, where it took off from. It'll tell you if it's a military or classified flight. It tells you all of that stuff. So if you see something cruising along Pensacola coast and you go on this thing and you don't see it, then you know it's not an official aircraft. Now it could still be some other stuff, but it's not something that radar's tracking. So then you go over to J-Track and you get on J-Track site and you look and see if J-Track has any types of satellites or anything else passing over you. When you rule those two out, then you got something. Then you can start saying, okay, what could this be? Something naturally occurred? Has anything like this been seen around here before? What could cause something naturally to look like this? So on and so forth. Is it ball, lightning, or some other weird thing? So it allows you to really start eliminating things quickly. And you can do it in the field besides before you get home, which makes it even nicer. Well, I've actually got it installed on my pads. Sorry about that, guys. I got it installed on my iPad and on my Google Pad. But you can install it on the phone. You can install anything on the computer. Oh, it's a great program. Uh, yeah, I love them. They're just something that's easy to use. And wait, well, no, Michael. I mean, you just put it on whatever system you're going to use, and then so you'll go on there. So you'll do like, okay, I'm in Pensacola, so I'll look for Pensacola, Air Base. So I mean, Pensacola's National Airport. It'll also show me the Naval Air Station as well. So I can see things coming and going from right there, just as it's happening live. I can see things taking off, things landing in live time. But I can go back in the past to see what's been there before. So again, if I'm sitting on say I'm sitting on Gulf Breeze Island or Santa Rosa Island, I'm on it's 15 miles of you know, beautiful emerald green coast with beautiful sand beaches and sand dunes. There's nothing else out there. So when you're sitting out there and you see this thing cruise in the sky and you're like, or you see something flash in and flash out, or just weird thing hovering, you can instantly go, look, is this a helicopter in my area? No, it is not. Or yes, it is. Because a lot of times you'll find out what you're watching is something real, and you can even see what it is and where it's going, which I find that just fascinating in it. So it'll even give you the flight. If it's a national flight or international flight, it'll give you a flight number. Yeah, so you can even check and let you know if it's shit. Some of them let you know, like tour guide, let you know if it's on time or out of time, or if it's behind schedule or something. Mm. And if it's a hop flight, like it's going to make 4 or 5 different stops that day, it'll tell you all 5 stops. Well, it's a great program, but I always worried about some terrorists may want to use it or something. I was like, damn, because I mean, you can. But for people like me who's doing sightings and stuff, oh no, it is just for real time. It just eliminates the problems. So we're in the field. Like this is a perfect example. We're in Pirates Harbor, Louisiana. Pirates Cove, Louisiana. I'm sorry. Wrigley's Pass. There's an old Spanish fort there. So we're out there one night tracking this thing in the sky. Well, this started out in Honey Island Swamp. And we seen this thing, and we couldn't make out what it was. It looked like a triangle of some kind. So we were following. It's 11 miles. We were 11 miles back in the swamp. We seen it actually on NASA territory. So we're hauling down this little blacktop road trying to get to interstate to see which way this thing's going. So we hit the interstate and we can see it. It's headed for the Pearl River. So we hop interstate, we jump on, headed towards New Orleans, and it heads over the river and it just kind of disappears. And we're like, well, shit. And it's a lot, just swamp everywhere. All of a sudden, we see it right as the two interstates merge. It just kind of floats back over the interstates and starts heading over the woods, headed towards the Mississippi-Louisiana state line, back up in the swamp again. So we hauled ass. We jumped off. at the Fort Pike exit, or the Wrigley's Pass exit. And we got off right there, and we zipped down, and we got back about halfway, and we seen it again. And this time we noticed it was doing this. It was kind of and heaving a little bit. And we were like, what the hell? So we got the camera out, we're taking pictures, watching it, and it just all of a sudden it just kind of nose over. It's a black triangle, and just slowly goes into the Wrigley's Pass, just disappears behind the fort. So we punch it. We're still about 10 minutes away. We're doing a good 80, 90, probably 100. Hit the bridge, cross the bridge, come down the bridge, don't see anything anywhere. No steam, no smoke, no nothing. So I'm actually on the phone with my MUFON director at the time. So we got the airport monitor out, and we're looking, is there anything flying? So we didn't see anything flying, but guess what? All of a sudden, we seen 3 helicopters and 2 biplanes headed exactly to where we were. Came out of nowhere. And they headed there. So we sat there and we filmed them as they came over. 15 minutes later, we get this thing that says something in the morning sky, something, and we see this black triangle come over. And it slowly moves over there, and it starts doing this loop, like it's looking for something, just slowly going around, looping. We watch it, and I'm on the phone with my MUFON director. And we're talking away. And all of a sudden, Avery goes, do you feel safe? And it hadn't crossed my mind because I was, excited. I was like, this is 20 something years ago. And I was just excited. I was like, what? I said, I don't know if I feel. He said, maybe you should get out of there. He said, because at this point, there were 3 helicopters, 2 planes that looked to be 2 triangles. We were watching this shit just roll in. And it had the camera going and talking with Avery at the same time. And he was recording the whole conversation. So I said, maybe you're right. Maybe we should go. Well, I had this station wagon that I had souped up and had all the stereo equipment and all this other stuff in for tracking stuff. And so we hop in the car and I punch it. Man, we're cruising. And we're cruising fast too. And it was funny because for some reason that night I decided not to bring we had a little black Nissan Stanza. And I was going to bring it in because it was handled really well. So now I bring the wagon in case we want to stretch out or rest or something. So we hit it, we're punching it. And you still can see these triangles doing these big loops. Well, we see one cross in front of us about 4 or 5 miles. And then I looked up in my rearview mirror, and there had been nobody on the road all night. Nobody. Out of nowhere, this car comes up, right up behind, comes flying up behind me. And right as he comes flying up behind me, you look at the right side of the car, and here comes a black triangle. It's headed right over the car. Well, as it reaches my car just does this, whoa, classic E.T. movie shit. Just whoa, everything just dies. Me and Linda both shift forward, so I'm reaching down for my gun because this car starts to come around me. I was a little nervous, and it's a white station wagon with government plates. I was like, so Linda took a picture of the plate, and right as he went by, and the triangle crossed past over him. And by the way, it didn't affect his car, which was what I thought was extremely weird because the thing was coming over me as he passed me. And he kept going, and my car died. And as soon as this thing crossed the other side of the highway, my car just didn't even start. It just came on. It was like it was never off. You know how you'd have to start your car to get it on if it had died? It didn't happen. We were just rolling. And everything was on. And I was like, okay, what the hell just happened here? And anyway, long story short, we hauled ass and got the hell out of there. I didn't want to be regressed because I wasn't sure what happened when they came over the car. Mm-hmm. But all that's what I'm saying. But what is it? Can I say that was? I don't think that was aliens. I think that was government. I don't think it had anything to freaking do with aliens. I think that was our technology. I think it was a TR-3B. It was being tested, and we see them in the old days. We used to see them all the time flying through the Stennis NASA facility. You would find them because you go out there and lay and watch the stars, and it's a beautiful place to sky watch. And you'd be watching these beautiful starry skies they got out there, and all of a sudden, it'd be like a block, just a section of sky would be like somebody put a black piece of cardboard up there and blacked it out. But you could tell it was moving, and it would just move along. All of a sudden, there would be the stars again, and whatever this thing was would just be moving on. But it was black against black. But you could see it. It stood out because it was so black. Yeah, for some reason, it stood out against the blackness. Or maybe there was just enough starlight to lighten its edges. I don't know, but you could see it. It just looked like a black triangle floating. It kind of looked like a hole in the sky shaped like a triangle just floating across it. And some people say those are portals, not ships, and they might be. I'm not going to rule that out because a couple of the ones we've seen are big. And we were tracking triangle-shaped portals down in Bossier City, and out by Fort Polk for about 3 years. No, I don't know where they went. We don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared. We tracked them across like 10 states. They were coming around, making regular visits, and then nothing. And we've sent people back to Blunt Island to that power plant to see if they've ever seen another portal like the one we've got on the ICAR site. But still, so far, nobody's actually ran into one. Yeah, it's a freaky thing. All right, Jesse, it's www.icar1.com. Yeah, icar1.com. It's going to be on the pictures. It's I'm trying to think exactly on what page it would be on. No, it's yeah. What do you mean? Oh, here, let me go see. I'm gonna have to look at it and see that we're talking. Hold on, let me type it in. Yeah, I know. Let's see. .com, right? No, it's in the picture section. You'll see it. I mean, it's on one of the first two pages. You just got to click through. I should have made it, and I probably will one of these days. But I should have made it where you could. It just popped up on the first page. But we've got so much stuff on those pages that it's hard to do that. And it's been needing to be updated for a long time. I'm always looking for a good webmaster. There's a lot to keep on our website, especially ones as big as that one is. That's a sprawling ass website. Let's see. So this is. Wait, hold on. Let me share the screen. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So that is the iCar site. See all kind of good stuff in here. Let's turn this off. It starts playing. It's my Ancient Aliens when I've been on. The Now Project. There's all kind of projects on here. All kind of. But what we want, I believe, is this page. And is it this one? No. See, that's what I'm saying. There's tons of photos on here. No. If anybody's ever wanted to just see it, these are all UFO photos that have been examined by several key people. See, that was a triangle right there. I'll go back and show you that in a minute. These are Walt Anders. This is Walt Anders' photo right here. That's the one he took in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Okay, this is the one I was just talking about. So you see this picture. Now, Jason Wilson took this picture. We were in first time I'd ever driven a Prius. We had left New Orleans and we were going down to Jacksonville, Florida. Actually, we were going to St. Augustine, but we stopped in Jacksonville. We went down to St. Augustine. And we were just actually doing a little, research, doing a little sighting work. So we found ourselves in a place called Blunt Island, where this power plant's located. Also, right across the street is an Agus cruiser base, a deep water channel, and a national park. So in less than a 5 square mile, we got 4 of the top places you see UFOs. Power plants. Mm-hmm. You see them in power plants. You see them over deep water channels or in deep water channels all the time. Big military facilities that specialize, you see them over those quite often. And national parks are quite well known for UFO sightings and abductions. So you got 4 of these spots in one. So anytime we're in areas like that, we're constantly snapping pictures. So Jason gets this picture and he calls me because he sees this. And let me see if I can blow this up just a little bit. I think it'll let me, is it? Let me see. No, is it going to let me? Let me see. Nope. What a pain. Anyway, I don't know why it won't let me do it. But anyway, you can see this right here. You see this smokestack right here. Nice stack. You got another one over here. Nothing coming out of this one. Follow the smokestack up. You see this little trickle of smoke and it goes over, la, 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 la. Well, right here it connects to whatever this is. And you can see this quite clearly. It's some type of disc with another type of hole in the middle of it. We were like, what? That's just water coming out of the plant right there. Yeah, recycling water. Probably from one of the cooling towers or something. So Jason blows a picture up. Boop, 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 and this is what we get. So clearly, again, you can see the smoke, and you can see where it's connected here. Whatever this is sitting here, and it must be turning just a little bit because it's picking the smoke up and carrying it around so the whole thing is lit up. But it's more than that because you can see the edges are very well defined. I mean, it's a perfect circle, but it's more. There's another circle right here. There seems to be an opening of some kind. What I find interesting about this, so we showed this picture. I even did a coast to coast appearance with this picture. Well, it wasn't until a year later that they found this. It's a UFO. No one knew it was there. No one seen it in the original picture. No one seen it the day the picture was taken. But next to this tower, yeah, I was looking at this with a friend of mine, and we just noticed this right here when it was all blown up, that there's something there. Now, in the original, you can see it right there. And this is blown up, and you can see it quite well. So here's something that no one, oh no, this tells you when it was taken, March 2004 with a digital camera, 860 camera, in a little marsh island, Florida. Yeah, it's Blunt Island. Yeah, this is where we were when this was all taken. Well, we tried. See, this is what I was talking about when you talk about doing research. You notice the camera was listed. You could tell it's what time of day it is by looking at the sky. No, just look at the reflections in the pool, and that'll tell you what time of day it is. So yeah, you didn't know that. You can tell by the height. Anyway, by the height and the distance of the reflection and stuff. But well, I told you, I'm a researcher. Is what I do, man. I believe in ruling out everything before I call anything alien anything. This is very interesting because we've had reports of portals all over the place with craft going into the portal. And that's exactly, and if you look at this thing is banking. It's banking turning like this, like it's headed up to it. It's the nose is tilted and the whole craft is tilted sideways. So whatever this is headed up there. What size is I can't tell because I don't know distance wise how far it is behind the tower. Obviously, it's not right on the side of the tower, or it'd be something tiny. I don't know. But again, you can clearly see it right here, and you can clearly see it's tilted and headed this way. It's in a bank, like it was coming back around or something, headed up. I don't know what it is, what we got. Some people said it was a Dropa stone, all kind of stuff. It's currently a 16, 17-year-old picture. You try to figure it out. Yeah, this was taken near Eglin Air Force Base. These two merged together. I thought this was some type of weird reflection, but it wasn't. This is a very interesting craft. This actually looked like a saucer, but if you notice, there's a streak behind it. Somebody thought it was propulsion. Maybe it's just moving so fast it left that behind it. As you can see, these were taken with high-speed 35 millimeter cameras. This is Santa Rosa Island. Yes, silvery disc. These are great because there's a video that goes along with this. This is a saucer, like you see it here, but it's kind of twisting around. Here it's not. This was landing. Oh, the pictures are grainy because I took them off my TV. It's a video we made when we were in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Actually, this was taken next to Eglin Air Force Base, if I remember. Let me see. Same ship taken on camera, recorded 2 hours later, about 1:15 a.m. At this time, the ship began to spin slowly on itself. The blue lights moved around. One center white light. We had been taping this ship for an entire 2 hours. No sound was heard any time the ship then headed slowly back over the Gulf. This is the same one, taken May 20, 2001 with my camcorder near Eglin Air Force Base, Navarre Beach, Florida. See, and that's what we were. You see how I wrote it in here as a triangular ship. And then when we seen this, we knew it was different. But I go by the way we report it, and that way you can see the change for yourself. That way you know what we're talking about. Now, this is another weird one. So, you see this little weird orb? There's actually a observation tower there. It's, like you would see when someone had a telescope, but it's not actually for telescope, it's for radar, but it looks like one of those that you would see a telescope pop out of. The only difference is you see a radar. It's engulfed in this white orb. Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger. That hill right there is pretty damn big, actually. Yeah, and this is Eglin Air Force Base's fence, by the way. Yes, this is one of the aliens Linda saw. Yeah, so no, there's stuff like this all over that site. Yeah, there's also some of the alien enigma sites, just stuff that we've either investigated or seen ourselves or been involved with. You can see these when these were taken: Arizona, April 13, 1997, Rome, Italy, 1997, 1996. These are all great photos. And you can go through and here and see what's real, what's not, what do you think's real, what is not. 1993, these are fairly modern photos. What bothers me about this, one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is find me a bunch of photos like these from 2010, 2011, 2012. I dare you, actually. The amount of good sightings for some reason seems to have gone down. Now, the 90s seem to be prolific. I mean, this is 76, 76, 76, 75. This is Japan, 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 Indonesia. I mean, these sauces are everywhere. Look at them. They're everywhere. But when you look at a page like this, it looks like an invasion. Another Japan. They got interested in Japan, 75. That's not too, 20 years after the bomb. Switzerland, Switzerland. Somebody asked me earlier, do you see these sources all around the world? Obviously, just looking at this, you can tell. Just this one page lets you know that this is a global event. British Columbia, Ontario, Canada. From my friends up there in Ontario. Bubbles, you better watch out. They're coming for you. Mm-hmm. But that's one of the reasons we put this up here. We wanted to make the iCar site a one-stop shopping site. This is the Air Force Base, New Mexico. I think it's White Sands instead of Holloman. Maybe it is. That's also Holloman. This is some weird shit they got. I think they were actually working on. This is Norway. Maybe this is 1958, 1958, 1958, 1956. So, I mean, here we are. We've spanned. We went from 98 to where we are in 54 right now. And here we got sauces. I still think this one's fake. But so, like I said, disclosure's been here for a long time. This is ours. This is ours. This is one of the things they said the Nazis recovered. Don't know. This is crazy. This could be drones. This is weird. This is Gulf breeze. This is more weird stuff. Joseph Ledet gets weird stuff like this. Another crazy ship. Another crazy ship. Gulf breeze. Yeah, it's just the amount of stuff out there is crazy. When you see them, I'm going through these, and they're all over the place from all kind of years, all kind of craft. Uh, yeah, well, I think some are better than others. It's one of the reasons we posted so many. And we want you to judge. We don't want to, we want you to tell us what you think is. Yeah, here we go again. Victoria, Australia, 2001. Sweden, 2001. These are the same sources we've been seeing across 50 years now. That was a fake. If you pay attention, a lot of the ones in the bottom right corner are fakes. Yeah, we do them to see how many people catch them. 1966, 1966, 1966, 1964, 65, Italy, Stockholm, South Africa, Argentina, Hawaii, Brazil. I mean, you think it's not worldwide? Come on. Only a moron would think it's not worldwide. And these kind of things are just things that help people to understand what kind of global issue this actually is, how far-reaching this actually is. Sorry, I put the same one back. Because our government don't want to admit to it, but when you go through pictures like these, there's no doubt that this has been going on for a long time. Let's see, these are 2004, 2004, Vermont, Australia, Arizona, Australia, New York. New York's pretty tight. Oklahoma, West Sussex, United Kingdom, 2003. And why they got these little biplanes chasing them down? Must have been doing a show or something. Vermont, 2003, 2003, 2003. That's Taiwan, Netherlands. I mean, I don't know how much clearer you can get that this is a global event. Well, no, I'm just showing because people are always like, oh, it's not global. It's only in these countries now. Well, most of the countries we've seen today are free world countries, but that's just because reporting there is a lot easier to get out. More Canadians and damn Canadians. Only 38 million Canadians. They're all being probed. Yes, I feel for the Canadians, especially the Canadian men, because their women keep them locked in cages. Shh, what's supposed to say that? Damn it. Thank God he can't put me in a cage. This is just, yeah, these are just more. Here's Germany, 1990. This is a space shuttle mission right here. They picked this up. And there's lots of those. See, there's other videos on the site of space shuttle missions and stuff like that. And there's other video sections on this site besides just these. This is an interesting one. This supposedly happened in Puerto Rico. Um, this saucer took out 3 fighters, F-15s and F-14s. I guess it didn't want to be challenged. That's all I can think. I mean, challenging it was stupid anyway. This looks like a damn giant jellyfish floating around. That's Denmark. This is Japan. Kentucky, Indonesia, Japan again. You seem to like Japan, England, the giraffe. The moon, the moon. You see it back there? The moon, France. Sorry, that wasn't the moon. Kind of looked like the moon for a minute there. Just kidding. But I mean, when you look at these, I mean, you can actually see, for yourself. You don't have to take my word or anybody else's word about what's going on here. It's pretty clear cut. It's pretty laid back. Pictures taken. Oh, D, rest in peace. D is a good friend of mine who passed away a couple of years back. That's her right there. These are just all people who've been on the network and stuff. Daryl Sims, the Dress Sisters. That's D. Joseph, Edgar Mitchell, Don Schmidt. I mean, you go on, they're all over the place. Of course, we all love Stephen Bissett. By the way, D was 6'1". John Greenwald Jr., Jim Heckman. I didn't talk to Jim. He actually used to host Wake Up USA before I took over. He was the host before me on Wake Up USA. Yeah, Glenn Dennis. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, here we go. Look at this thing. This thing was badass, by the way, when I seen it. Stanton Freeman, both of you two, rest in peace. I hope y'all happy wherever you're at. There's lots more of these kind of pictures on the site too, different conferences and all we attended back in the day, so you can look at all that stuff. There's just lots of stuff on here to look at. There's a couple of photo albums as well. Yeah, maybe there should be anyway. For some reason, there's nothing happening there. Ooh, aso mocha humpa. Okay, let's try this one. Christopher, I don't know. I haven't booked any guests recently because I've been preoccupied, so I'm not sure where I want to go yet. But yeah, y'all right. If you get any ideas, iCarCox.net. I'm always looking for good guests. I'm always looking for new ideas, and I'm not ready to do the abduction thing outright. I want to visit a bunch of abductees later in the year, but not right now. I want to wait till we get out of COVID before we get in that. This right here, as you can see, abduction criteria. Right here. Scar from surgery that completely healed, but you have no memories of ever having the operation. Either remember seeing do you remember seeing Earth from space? Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are in there. This is other stuff here, as you can see. Uh, that's a blood type study, types of aliens, advanced alien abduction 303, about alien abduction types of gray aliens, reptilian aliens, human type aliens, gray human, reptilian type aliens, second hours. Oh, these are all. I thought these were actually something else. I'm gonna have to go look for these. Oh no, there it is. No, there it ain't. But it's on there somewhere. Okay, but anyway, I mean, these are all just. Oh, these are shows ASMI did. Yeah, Arcturian Star. No, these are pretty good. I'll have to go through all these and make sure they're all working properly, but these are pretty good. Contactee blood type study. Now, this hasn't been updated in a while. Let's go see what the poll's sitting at. Yeah, lots of information. This is always great. If you have a doubt, this isn't my maps, by the way. The people who did this are some of the most famous hematologists in the world that did this. They're the ones. This is their work. This is our work that they reviewed, but this is actually their work. Distribution of blood types. These are facts that science used today. This isn't something ICAR came up with. That's the ABO blood type system. Now, let me see if I can find it. Where are we at? Is it this one? Let me see. Oh, well, here's the polls. We'll look at them in a minute. But let's go up here. I always forget which one's which. So the lowest frequency is always found in. Okay, yeah. So this is what I want y'all to look at this. So blue is O blood type. See the blue? You notice ain't that much over here? Look right here. 100% of South America is O blood. It's really about 96%, if I remember right. All of it. Look at Mexico. Come over here, Florida, and this area right here, and then up here in Canada and Alaska. This is heavy O populations. So the O people seem to have grouped together. Uh, yeah, I know it's weird. Well, no, when you get over here, there's a lot too. There's a lot of O all around. Where O makes up, what is it, 36 and 7, 43% of the world's blood types are O. Yeah, so. Mhm. See, here it says you Asia where B is common. Yeah, there's something to do with blood, where you are, and what your personality is. And this is just other stuff we talked about. How Rh negative, it doesn't have the rhesus monkey. It doesn't, isn't part of it. You see right here, this is, which blood type is this? This is A. You see, this is white, less than 0 to 5%. 0 to 5%. That's what A is in South America, basically, these places where we see the blue. And then here we go again. This is B. Again, 0 to 5% in these areas that were all blue. So actually, B isn't all that much in the Americas at all. This whole area, and even over here in Europe and Australia, is less than 5%. So you got to get up here is where it's at. So it's in the red. Look over here in the blue. Yeah. Uh-huh. But anyway, this shows you how the blood systems work, how things are spread around the world. So, question for everyone. We've all heard of the land bridge, right? The land bridge came across here from over here. So, question for you. One, why? Here you go. You see what this is? This is, I forgot what blood type was major up here. I think it was B. But here's O, and here's O. First off, there's like a disconnect here. So, yeah, maybe they did come over the land bridge, but these other people took over it here. And then somehow or another, they snuck down here. Maybe they took a boat. And then when they got here to California, they just kept on trucking to South America. And this whole area is unbelievably just O. Even science can't explain it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's almost like something like O started from here and went. So A and B started this way and came that way. O started here and went that way. So there's been some science recently talking about that it's quite possible that's how this happened. And reason why is we know that there was Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon and a couple other forms of man that were living around the same time with each other on these continents right here. We didn't think there was any here, but we may have been wrong. There may have been actually some that went this way and some that came that way, and they just met together and created the healthy population that's here today. Don't know for sure, and not my job that's somebody else's job to figure that out. We use this for research on, what it does when it comes to contactees. Well, this is all information on abductions and stuff. All of this is. I don't think this is active, is it? I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked. That SoundCloud site, but I don't think that's where it's supposed to be going. Yeah. See, here we go. Numbers. The new numbers are on the other site, but yeah, see O neg 32%, O pos 19%. So just in O, these are contactees that represent O. Okay, that's 51% are O blood. And then this is negative is 19%, negative 6%, negative 3%. So what we got here? 3, 9, 13. Yeah, you're sitting at no, Jack. No. You're misunderstanding what's going on here. Okay, these guys right here represent 7% of the world's population. O negative. As you notice, there's 32% of all contactees that took this poll, which is more than this, by the way, or O negative. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So here's 49%. Yeah, 49, 55. So you're right at 58 to 60%. That's on this chart. There's another one besides this. There's one that comes off of our applications, and then there's one other one besides this. But current things show us about 68% of 64 to 68% of all known contactees that have gone through our organization and other organizations are Rh negative. Not O negative, but Rh negative. Mm-hmm. And here you can see when we talk about eye colors and contactees. Green, hazel eyes make up 39% of the 34,000 contactees that took part in the study. Actually, the study's quite larger than that now, but I really do need to go update on this. I don't know when, because I'm so damn busy. These are just ones like what's your blood type? View results. Let's see. So on this page alone, you got 22,040. O negative here is 54%. O positive, 15%. So right here on this one stage with 22,000, RH negative represents 76% of the people who took this poll. That's pretty harsh, man. Let's see what this one says. View results. So here's another 11,000 people over here. B negative 42%, AB negative 22%. So that's 66 out of this group. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory that O negative is it. And when you do our applications, because we ask blood type on the application when you join our ICAR, or when you submit reporting or citing, we ask you, and not including you probably 5,000 or 6,000 people who just sent theirs in. It puts you in a different. It really gives you a different look. It makes you understand that ET is looking for something or doing something. This is green, blue, and brown. So you can see that 78% of contactees have colored eyes versus brown eyes. Which I don't know. I like brown eyes. I think brown eyes are gorgeous. So, but to each his own. But no, that's But all this is up there available for people who just want to see, what's going on. This is an easy one. This is the Drake equation, and which has been updated. Frequently asked questions. ICAR associates. ICAR article. Oh, look at that. Boy, man, I'm a baby there. God. Damn, I look like I'm 12 there, man. That's a pervert picture. Yes, this is a Times article that was done on us. UF Hunt Synod and Metairie Home. ICAR questionnaires, help yourself, reptilian, gray, all of these. I think combined with all of these, it's well over 100 something thousand now. More ICAR forms, membership applications, report of abduction, report of sighting, feedback form, non-disclosure agreement, that's for directors. Investigations, my crazy ass, star children. Oh, UFO Undercover, look at that. Hell, UFO Undercover, that's a good place for that. Valley classification table, so anybody wants to know can come look for themselves. But like I said, it's pretty much one-stop shopping for people who want to know. These are just audio links. Pascagoula, Mississippi. This is Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson. This is the Brentwater case. This is Larry Warren working patrol. This is Jim Penniston. All of these are interesting stuff. Betty and Barney Hill interview. Betty and Barney Hill follow-up. United States astronauts. I mean, it's all great interviews in here that you can go listen to. It's just like I said. It's just to give people a feel. For people who are coming in, for pros, it's different because all of this stuff. But this people are coming in they want to get their peeps wet. Here's more videos that you can go look at, different shuttle videos. There's lots of stuff here to go. T-shirts. Okay, that was weird. I heard myself talking. That freaked me out a little bit. Okay, this is something. No, hold on, let me let this finish. Oh, look, there are ICAR T-shirts. Look at that, man. Go get your T-shirt. Ooh, look at this one. Looks badass. That's a bumper sticker, but still. That thing looks badass. Ooh, look at that. That's a scary looking ass picture there. Ooh, oh, man, I'm going to have to get one of these. Ooh, I got to get one of these for sure. Yeah, y'all should zoom in on the picture. Y'all can't really see it from where it's at because it's not going to zoom in enough. But that is one scary. Oh, there you go. Get a thong. Get one for your dog. Okay, that looks stupid. I'm gonna take that off of there. Oh, I like that though. These are all. This is some art that Linda did from one of her contacts. And I tell you what, there's something in there that's different. That's not alien. If you can pick it out and send it to me, I'll send you a free book. Oh, get your teddy bear. Yeah, well, it comes in a lot of different colors too. Yeah, see, it's changing colors now. These, we gave tons of these out at the conferences. Oh man, people love them things. Oh yeah, there's lots and lots of stuff on there. Personally, I don't even know what's all on there anymore. It's been so long since I've been on it. The Now Project. This is November Hanson's project. This was very good. It scared a lot of people. They think this might have been what gave her cancer. So I don't know. And okay, I'm not even sure what that was. So we're gonna just close that and go back over here because I'm not sure what was going on there. That was some weirdnesses and some weirdnesses going on. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. So, like I said earlier, I'm not really feeling the disclosure. It doesn't feel like something that's going to happen anytime soon. Uh, Chris, thank you. No, it was just some pictures I want to run through and go through tonight. I know we're going to be doing some alien abduction stuff in the future, but I got to get caught up on some stuff first, so I'm not beat every time I come on air. Michael who? Not Michael Angley. Oh, hey, Reese, I didn't even see you up there. So yeah, United Public's going. We got UFO Gods and Extraterrestrials on YouTube. UFO Gods and Extraterrestrials on YouTube. So you can join us on there. We're going to start pushing it. We're going to start pushing the UFO Paranormal Radio page. We'll probably open a third page as well. And because I need a regular station page. It just pisses me off. We had 3,000 followers on the other one, and all my playlists were over there. I had to make all new playlists. Just everybody should write to YouTube and tell them what kind of piece of shit they are. But anyway, did I say that out loud? Damn, sorry about that. I did. I know we're getting ready to get out of here because Michelle DeRochier and Amelia Pisano, Bubbles the Gray, she's better known, will be coming on in just a few minutes. Jackie and I don't know. I'm used to seeing the United Public thingy up there. No, it's no, we're banned, dude. There's nothing there. Yeah, nothing's even going to come up. Yeah, if you type it in, I don't even think anything comes up. You might be right. But we're going to get out of here in a few minutes. A couple of things before we go. Thinking about maybe doing a conference in Cali in October. So, if anybody's got any information on that or any good places you could do it or set it up and, with hotels nearby and stuff. Well, I'm going to come down there for some other stuff. So, I'm thinking I might take advantage of the time while I'm there. Yeah, out in LA, might as well do a little lecture while we're there. Mm-hmm. A lot of good stuff going on. I don't know about. Well, I don't want to tell y'all nothing that they got to come chop your ears off of hearing. I'm just saying, man. I don't. I won't. I don't want to be the reason why they eat you for lunch. Mm. You mean do I think Pence will? I mean, not Pence. Biden will disclose? No, I don't think Biden will disclose. I wish he would, but I don't think he will. I did hear that Biden didn't want to remove the fact checker. The guy who said Trump lied all the time. Well, he wrote a big article about Biden lies a lot too. Yeah, he wants to remove, but that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. No, I just don't. I don't think. I don't know. Biden don't even seem to have alien on the brain. He seems to be somewhere else. You mean Kamala? Nah, I don't even think Kamala. Even if Biden quits, I don't think Kamala will be the one that gets in. Well, yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah, don't don't hold me to it, dumbass. Did this Michelle just send me some pictures? Man, I'm going to start charging her more. Oh my god. Let's see. Yeah, Kirby. You mean, you know what? I tell you what. Maybe for the next few weeks, I'll just do alien abduction one race at a time, or what goes on with them. How's that? Well, a lot of people ask me about it all the time, and well, some of the questions you were just asking me would pertain to that very subject. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I need two more computers if anybody wants to give me any. Well, I bought a new one. We had one donated to us, which was nice. But we still want to do two more. Well, we want to hook up some other video feeds. I think we're going to start using BitTube as a regular streamer. We might use some other ones as a regular streamer because, well, like I said, you can't really trust YouTube anymore. No, I mean, you just can't. That's what it's coming down to. I mean, I wish, dude. I was so disappointed in buying this, it wasn't even funny. Well, I'd have thought that at least been a recourse. You can't even get a hold of anybody over there. No, they're like, no, we don't care. Screw you. No, I'm not shitting you. That's pretty much what they told me. Screw you. And well, when I talked to the attorney about it, he said it's probably some little pimple head dumbass over there don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, saying, that's how it is. He may be right, he may not be right, but that's his problem to find out, not mine. Yeah, I don't. I'll leave that up to the lawyers. But hey, if you got any insight or anything, be sure to write to me. iCarCox.net. But that note, we got to get out of here because we got to let the young ladies come on next. The fabulosus, the fabulosus, Michelle DeRoche, and the infamous Bubbles de Grey, better known as Amelia Pisano. Yes. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me tonight. Uh, Thank you, Kimberly. No, I am. I'm tired. I legit. My butt's been wore out for like a week now. As soon as everything's caught up and all the stuff at my other house is done, everything's doing good, we'll be all right. And after that's done, I'm gonna take a little vacation before we start on getting a new tower and a new FM setup for this station. So on that note, again, thanks for tuning in to United Public Radio, UFO Paranormal Radio Networks, UFO Gods and Extraterrestrials, and the great Joe Montaldo. Good night.